hear from some of the educators who have attended our in-person workshops over the past 2 years to hear their perspectives, their experiences, and the value they have found in working with robots.
This year I started a technology club. It's after school. It's with fifth graders. I started out this year. And we meet 2 days a week for 1.5 hours per day. I had a diverse group. Some students were outgoing, some of them were introverted, they kept to themselves. Some of them were used to working with groups, some of them weren't. They were excited to come to school to go to the club. The club is held after school, so in order to go to the club, they had to go to school. So they were happy to go to school, and sometimes I would hear them talking in the hallway, bragging to other students about what they're actually doing in the club. It was the first time they actually were in charge of, building a robot and actually programming it, and they were scared of making a mistake. I had to get them comfortable and let them know that, look, we're all going to make mistakes, but that's a learning process. Once you learn from your mistake, you're fine. So then you can, go ahead and go to the next step.
So the class setup for me is I see every sixth grader, which is anywhere from 480 to like a little over 500 kids every year. And it's divided into 4 separate marking periods, which I have for 10 weeks. I've had a couple of students in my classes that were so-called troublemakers in other classes. There were some problems when they were building because, this is kind of boring. But once they got to the programming part and they saw I put that program on there and I hit that start button, oh, that program did that. And I think that kind of hooked them, and I had very few discipline problems, which is pretty amazing when you've got 480 kids coming at you for the whole year. As far as the number of kids, it's usually about 3 to 4 students per group. We give them different jobs depending on what we're doing. I divide the whole class up into like 3 things. The beginning is talking about the managing of the robot. The second part is building the robot. And then at the end, we teach them how to do programming.
Well, this past year, I helped with the technology club. So I incorporated the Lego robotics into the technology club after school with Mr. Wright. Every single time we had a meeting, it was instant gratification. As soon as they programmed, they were able to start their robot, so they were able to see, did it work, did it not work? So it gets them thinking about details. They have to think into the future. If I do this, what's going to happen next? If I do it like this, what do I do after that? For first Lego League, I was a referee, and I scored all of the games for the team. So basically, the teams were trying to maneuver their robot around the obstacle course, and so I did all the scoring to see different things that they did. It's really interesting because the kids just get so excited at these games, and the energy in the room is just contagious. After I did the first one, I couldn't wait to be a ref for the next game. So the kids, they were telling each other, don't forget this program, you have to take that arm off, and they're just so excited.
A lot of things I've been emphasizing lately for the students, the importance of this all is the programming aspect, because they live in a world where everything basically pretty much has a program behind it. Their smartphone does, their video game does, their TVs do. And if you learn that idea of that programming language and the ability to program things, you're going to be a very valuable commodity in the world.
So with this club, this actually pushes them to, strive to do better. Also, it gives them a gateway or a bridge to what they learn in the classroom. They can now apply that to real life situations.
They get to experience something totally different, things that they don't even think about, things that we take for granted in our everyday lives. They realize, oh, there's a computer behind that, and I can learn. I can learn to program it.
We hope that now you're even more excited about getting started on your journey into the world of computer science and educational robotics. So let's get started.